I got to be free.
And for many of you, you say July is running super fast.
Even if you put your love on sale, you're priced above the cheap.
And I'd have to agree with that. Today is the 24th day
What's unknown to you is brutal. Can you relax?
of the 7th month in the year 2024. It is a glorious Wednesday morning.
I know it's crazy.
Let's find out if the weather will be just as glorious. Felicity Appiah-Ampofo joins us on the phone lines right about now. She'll let us know whether we need to take our umbrellas with us this morning. Unfortunately, we've lost Felicity on the line. We'll raise her back. She's a chief forecaster with the Ghana Met. Will it be showers of blessings or clear skies all through?
I'm a ship. My fear is that you fear that I'm just a wimp. But your fear, it don't be fear, cause I just shot my pimp in the leg. That's the reason why I walk with a limp. I limp across the world, searching for peace. You know I'm not a dim. So when I saw you, girl, I saw a piece of you, and I'm a kin.
What did you make of the mid-year budget review? We'll be testing the pulse on social media. And of course, in due course, opening up the phone lines. And you too can share your thoughts, your concerns, your opinions. They're always welcome. Well, yesterday we also had Works and Housing Minister Honorable Kojo Nkrumah hinting at the return of road tolls. Now that's got a lot of your tongues wagging. You want to know what happens with e-levy if the road tolls do in fact come back. I believe what the minister said was that the vice president has put that suggestion through to cabinet and it is currently being worked on. Sixtus Ullo, road tolls may be making a reappearance. What happens with e-levy? The people of Ghana want to know. We were told, accept the e-levy, road tolls are going, accept the e-levy and everything will be all right.
It shouldn't have disappeared in the first place.
It should always have been there.
The road tolls shouldn't have disappeared in the first place. And e-levy shouldn't have come in the first place. So
we can just do a nice switch over.
No, but the other day in the office here, I was talking about me pushing money from my MTN Momo to my Vodafone Momo.
Right.
And they were charging me plenty taxes. And I kept asking, what is all this? It is my own money.
Well, we know it's not raining cash, but let's speak with Felicity. Let's find out if it will be raining, just normal rain. Felicity, hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Liz, I'm better today than yesterday.
Fantastic. I'm doing okay. The mid-year budget review was read yesterday, so I still have a headache. I'm poring over all of the documentation, but we have life, so we have hope. What's the weather looking like this morning and also throughout the day?
Thanks so much. Most definitely, the budget, one day we'll have a budget that we'll all be happy with. For the weather today, we expect it to be variably cloudy over the entire country, with some 30% chance of slight rain or drizzle occurring along the coastal strip and part of the middle sector. Those over the north, especially the northern region and parts of the upper east region, we also have 30% chance of rain with possible some thunder later in the day. For temperatures, we expect it around 29 over the middle sector and the coastal strip. The north into the savannah, we expect it to range between 30 and 31. For the fisher folks, we expect them to still have a rough state in terms of the state of the ocean. So we ask them to take precautions as they've always been doing.
Fantastic. Felicity, thank you so much for that update. And we'll see if that rain actually materializes. Do have a wonderful Wednesday.
Thank you. And same to you.
Sixtus, you had a question for Felicity?
No, for you. Is that if it actually materializes?
She said there's a 40% chance. Yes.
Okay. So it was based on the statistic that...
Yes, only on that. What else would it have been based on? My lack of confidence in the Ghana Met? Is that what you were suggesting?
I really was worried.
Sixtus, you must not know me too well. What is going on? In any case, it's good to see you. We have a number of papers here in front of us, and of course, the mid-year budget review is front and center. Almost every newspaper has a picture of the finance minister, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, and he has his fugu on, very similar to what Sixtus Don Ullo has on. Also has...
But his own is more expensive.
We don't know.
His own is ministerial.
We don't know that. It's ministerial because it's a minister wearing it. But as for the cost, yours could be 10 times more pricey. And in fact, I'm looking... this one, what you are wearing is a royal fugu.
No,
do you know that?
Of course.
Yes.
I don't just buy from...
And also accompanied with a royal hat.
This is authentic.
Authentic?
This is typical northern, in the words of Samia Yaba and Kroma.
Let me have a feel of the material. Come closer, please. Let's see whether it's really... you know what they call this? This is husband material.
How many yards?
Let's get stuck straight into the news review. As always, we'll run through the headlines, and if Sixtus doesn't make us digress too much, we'll also get into the details. The Ghanaian Times this morning has this to say. Now, back in the day, Sixtus, when we were in the small studio, the smaller studio, shall I say, the one not as advanced and as Ghanaians would say, ultra modern. We love that one, ultra modern, as this one. The Guardian Times used to be my newspaper, so Alfred would always we'd always have the same.
And you ditched them.
Yes, and
Why?
page
What
3.
happened?
Page 3 used to have some of the most interesting stories. I'll never forget that COVID story of the guy that was going around giving fake tests. You come and take your saliva, everything. The next day he'll come and say, you have COVID. COVID entrepreneur. He made quite a bit of money before he was caught. Collecting money. You go to this company, 5,000 to test your staff. You just look at your face, you are positive.
That's
COVID
right.
negative.
That's right.
All right, let's get on to the Guardian Times. 2024. Mid-year fiscal policy review. Government vows to spend within budget. Cuts expenditure by some 2.1%. This one I know will be very concerning to all of us, and we're watching it keenly. We've not made decision on Akosombo Dam spillage yet. VRA allays fears of residents, and these fears are, of course, absolutely understandable given what we saw during that last spillage. I'm not too sure if this assurance is good enough, but of course we'll get into that story. It's captured in page 11. So many questions still have to be answered from that last spillage.
We have an official report from that.
You know that there was a committee set up, interministerial.
Yes.
We have to check if they finally... Because at the time when we were asking, the answers were that, we're working on it. We're working on it. We're working on it.
And with that particular incident, the PR was too much. You see, for those unlettered in PR, they may not have realized it, and they may just have consumed everything that was fed them hook, like line and sinker. But if you really followed and if you understood crisis management and public relations and all of those things, you would see that there was just too much whitewashing of a problem. But until we get that report, a dispassionate, a thorough analysis of the problem, what happened, lessons learned, recommendations for the future, I'm not sure we will, because
I don't think that you will be furnished with that, because something that was quite interesting during the time of the last spillage was this revelation by I believe the name is it Dr. Kenzo? I could be wrong, of the VRA, and they had some issues even with dredging, because the dredger that they would typically use was out of commission. They had gotten another company to come and do some dredging. That company had ruined some vegetation,
yes, I recall that story.
And then people had sued. And all of those elements are things that we are told could affect the spillage, could affect the dam levels, and all those things.
The question now is whether we are able to dredge.
Yes. What is the situation now?
Whether we have carved out a path for the water. You know, there were conversations about diverting or deliberately controlling the waterway so that it's not just wasting away, but it's controlled into a particular use.
That's right.
So that water could even be channeled into some sort of a dam for irrigation.
That's right.
All these are conversations that we had. But as to whether, as I said, lessons learned, recommendations made, are they implementable?
Sixtus, we learn from history that we do not learn from history. Some more on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Security service housing deficit. We will address shortage. President vows after inaugurating some 320 housing units for Ghana Police Service. Mid-year review bereft of ideas. That's coming from the minority. Any shockers there? I don't think so. The Daily Statesman this morning. 320 new housing units for police. The story front and center across many of the newspapers. Economy in steady recovery. Growth exceeds expectation. Baumea's credit scoring system is a game changer. That's Dr. Bano. He's always full of high praise for the Vice President. Today is no different. The Accra Times this morning, 2024 mid-year budget review. Government admits hardship, but blames the hardship on global challenges. Afenyo Markin unveils his vision to transform ECG. What's his latest post there, actually? Is he on the board?
He's chairman.
He's a chairman. He's board chair. That's right. Okay, that's his new release. That's a new post added onto the portfolio. Let's develop new maintenance culture. Anadon Press speaking there, and the Opoku's factor. So you've got Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe and Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman. So there's a piece there, the Opoku's factor. That's at least something that they have in common, amongst others, actually.
Oh, so from both sides of the divide.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Opoku here, Opoku there. Educational minister here, educational minister there as well. I'm sure we'll find some other
Professor here,
professor there, doctor there. You see, this is a formidable match. Is this Messi v Ronaldo? It's appearing so, but there's a piece here.
There can only be one goat at a time.
That is true. Who stands tall? If you're interested in what the Accra Times thinks, pick up a copy. The new publisher this morning, Media Budget Review, economy bouncing back fast. And you've got a picture of the finance minister here. Government hands over some 320 new housing units for the police. And finally, the ABC newspaper, economy rebounding with some 4.7 growth. That's coming from the finance minister. President commissions new 320 new police homes, and there's an editorial piece here, autocratic emperor. That's what Honorable Bagbin is being referred to as. They say he's an autocratic emperor and he's lost it. I think this must be in
ABC, right?
Yes. And this is certainly in relation to his dealings with the MP for Sifri. Well, so he said you should walk out, and the marshal also ensured that was carried out.
Marshal is dramatic power.
He held the guy by the forearm. He said, "Come on."
For a minute, I thought he was going to cuff the MP.
I mean, and he was willingly exiting.
And this was a former minister, the MP in question. He's a former minister, I think Western Region or Western Region, former Western Regional Minister. Oh no! I stand with him.
Sixtus, what do you have for us?
Let me start with the Daily Guide newspaper. Front page, 9.9 billion Ghana cedis spent on free SHS as economy rebounds. NDC destroys posters of Adentan NPP candidate. Otumfuo chats with King Charles. Tor will work again. Krapa is speaking, energy minister, right? And also you have Supreme Court affirms BOG revocation of unique credit license. And Nana commissions 320 police housing units. Now, NDC destroys posters of Adentan NPP candidate. I think there's one of the... Let's rise above these things. Even at the student level, these things don't happen anymore. The other day on Johnny's Bite, we showed the video, I think from the Dansuman area, where they were mounting a whole NPP billboard. It was at Blekuma North.
Right.
Yes, they were mounting a whole billboard right in front of an NDC one.
That's right.
Just to block it. These are not things that we should rise above it. And if you go to page 11 of the Daily Guide newspaper, another thing we should rise above in our politicking: free SHS at risk of collapse under Mahama, just as NDC undermined Kufuor's NHIS. I mean, these are not things that we've had this conversation over and over and over. NDC has said they are not cancelling free SHS. What they are interested in is a review, which, by the way, I'm also interested in that.
The government should be also very interested in a review.
I don't know why
it's absolutely,
we behave like the ostrich.
It's absolutely, this conversation is, I feel like sometimes we've lost the plot.
We've lost it.
Government should be interested in it. They should be pursuing, in fact, championing a review.
In any case, NDC did not undermine Kufuor's NHIS. We know that NDC expanded NHIS from a mutual scheme to a national scheme. And indeed, I dare say, Sylvester Mensah is celebrated as one of the best CEOs that the NHIA has ever had. Anybody can challenge me on this.
And records will show, if you even go far back, some will credit this duly so to the Rawlings administration. Damongo. Do your Googles, and like Sixtus says, let's talk national. Let's talk
rise
Ghana.
above these things.
I agree.
Daily Guide. Good morning.
Good morning.
Custodian newspaper front page: 5.7 million students get Akufo-Addo's free SHS. 9.9 billion spent so far. Finance Minister is quoted. Government pays 12 billion Ghana cedis to bondholders, according to Finance Minister. Gideon Boaku replies NDC's onus on credit scoring. And President provides 1,000 housing units for security agencies. That's on the front page of the Custodian newspaper. On the front page of the New Finder newspaper, 30 billion Ghana cedis disbursed 6 months. Growth revised up to 3.1% from 2.8%. Also, mid-year budget uninspiring. Scrap taxes are to forcing is pictured here. Next government faces significant challenges from 2026, and that is from former Finance Minister Seth Terkper. Road tolls, property tax to be reintroduced in 2025. Dr. Amin, was property tax ever cancelled? Was property tax ever cancelled? Also, captured here on the front page of the New Finder newspaper, 320 housing units handed over to police service. Finally, on the front page of the BNFT, economy on right trajectory. Finance Minister, West Africa moves closer to unified electricity market with proposed Great Code. Supreme Court vindicates BOG in UniCredit license revocation, and Tony Elumilo advocates for African Peace Fund. Africa needs a lot of things. On the back page, Goal wins All Marketing Company of the Year award. Economic prospects on track amid reforms, and that is it.
All right, well, time check. It is some 17 minutes to the top of the 7 a.m. You're still live here on 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. The People's Bite is coming your way, a.k.a. Johnny's Bite. Very shortly after these messages, we'll park it here for the news review. But, of course, Johnny's Bite will also be showing on TV3. So do tell a friend to tell a friend. It's streaming also on our socials. On at TV3 Ghana, also 3FM 92.7. You can watch it on Facebook. Quick turnaround. When we come back, there is more on 3FM Sunrise.
Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah. Here's